My name is Ryan Given. Work with ACI Distributors, who are the representative for McHale, Tube Line, several other products in the southeastern United States. Here I've got with me Dr. Jim Gore. He's one of our McHale customers, and I'd like to talk with him a little bit about his baler and how he uses it, his experiences he's had, and a little bit of background about why he bought the McHale over all the great competition out there. Dr. Gore, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm a physician. I see patients about 2 days a week, but we farm most of the time. We've got about 200 mama cows. We graze about 600 acres, and we probably cut about 1,000 acres a year of hay. This was our first year we put up baleage, which was really new to us. And I have Vermeer, I've had New Holland and John Deere, and I wanted something that was tough, that really lasted. I took a trip to Ireland and I noticed almost 90 to 95% of the bales over there are wet hay. So I started looking around, and that's when I noticed McHale. And when I noticed the McHale baler, I don't think there's really a comparison between this baler and a lot of the other balers as far as how thick the metal is, the chain quality, and how simple it is to run.
What were some of the features that, when you were looking at balers, like I said, there are a lot of great manufacturers out there, but what set apart McHale when you looked at that baler and said, these are the things that are important for me? Really, what were the main features that besides serviceability and durability, what were some of the features that you find you use the most?
I wanted something that would take the net. I wanted to see the net wrap. The net wrap's in the front of the baler. It's not in the back, so you can see the net wrap. On my Vermeer, I'm not talking bad, I'm just shooting straight. I actually had to have a camera in the back of my Vermeer just so I could see the roll turning. The wrap is in the front, so you can actually see the bale. You can actually see the wrap start, which makes a big difference, as you know, if you baled a lot of hay. Number two, I wanted something that when it clogged, I didn't sit there for 30 minutes in the middle of the day when I should be baling hay, pulling out hay. This thing has a drop floor that whenever you get a clog, you're going to get clogs if you do a lot of hay. That's just a fact of life, I think. And you push a button, you pull a lever, the floor drops, you let the pressure off, you turn the PTO back on, your clog is done, you lift the floor up. The monitor is very simple. It says, okay, floor's up, and then you go. That's it, end of story. You don't have to dig or do anything else. I also wanted something that I didn't have to do a lot of greasing and oiling work. It's got an automatic oiler, it's got an automatic greaser. The company has even researched what type of grease to even use on this thing. They use a certain type of blue grease made by Mobil that is a super high-tech construction bearing grease. If you do literature searches on it, you'll see that it goes along with the baler because they make an amazing baler.
So I know one of the things that we get is we see, and we talk to customers and we talk to the guys at the show, that a lot of our customers, they work another job, they farm. Either they farm and they work another job on the side, or they work another job and farm on the side. And a lot of them look at these balers, and number one, they say, there's just no way. So I don't need something like that. It's just too much baler. It's just too much. But you work two jobs.
When you bale, you need to get the job done, just like at your other job. You go in, you get the job done, you go home. When you bale, you don't need to play. You need something that you can get in, and it's pretty much ready to go, and obviously you service it ahead of time. But you get in it, and you go, and the thing I like about it, it'll do dry hay, it'll do wet hay, it has a chopper in it. The chopper is actually pretty amazing how well it works. It actually makes a bale, a typical 5x5 dry bale, 4x5 with the chopper. It puts as much hay as some of the 5x5 bales without the chopper, or 5x6 bales. So you got a much denser bale, And basically, what's that doing? That's cutting down on your labor costs, because all of us that have 2 jobs, we're worried about man hours. So that's less hauling, that's less tractor time, and that's less labor costs when you're feeding out the cows, because you've got a denser bale. And plus, the studies show, I think it's 6 to 8% it saves on hay by having a chopper, because the cows don't pull the entire grass out. They basically eat everything right there on top of the feeder.
Going forward, just this is kind of expanding the line and talking more about what do you see as far as what you're doing? What are some things you think you may try to do in the future to improve efficiency on your farm? Is there anything that you've been thinking about that you want, like your next purchase or your next step to get to the next level with your farm?
Now we're trying to learn exactly what we're doing. We're getting more hay samples. We're learning about TDN. So we're basically trying to take our forage to the next level, because that's really where all the money is. That's basically where everything starts to make sense, and you're able to put a whole lot more pounds on your cows. The only other thing I did is I got a inline wrapper, and so we were able to wrap probably 400 to 500 bales of baleage a year. That's not a lot to a lot of guys, but for us, that's a really big deal.
Well, I think that's probably pretty good information for anybody that's thinking about a McHale. It's possibly, looking at it as, my operation's too small. I don't need that. We just really wanted to talk to somebody who was in the shoes of the guys who work smaller operations, work multiple jobs, and think, well, it's just, I don't need that. I really appreciate your time, Dr. Gore, and maybe we can get together sometime and talk about your operation in the future.